Happy April 2021. This is going to be your general tarot reading for April 2021. The decks that I'm using this month, I decided to go completely fantastical. And so I'm going to be using the Tarot of Mystical Moments, the Star Spinner Tarot for clarifiers, and the White Rabbit Oracle cards number 1 and number 2, and they're mixed together for clarifiers. So it's completely fantastical. That's going to add a different flavor to this month. This reading may or may not resonate for you because it's geared towards a collective, so it's up to you to decide whether it resonates or not. If it doesn't resonate for you, you may want to check out the readings for your other planetary placements or rising signs, whatnot. See if any of those resonate for you more. I'm going to be doing these in order of the most views that I got for March. And so it's going to be in that order. And feel free to subscribe, share, comment, like, do whatever you want to support my channel if you feel like. I would really appreciate it. If you would like to skip through the shuffling process, there is a timestamp down below in the description box for you that you can click on. It'll take you straight to the beginning of the reading. I'm feeling perfunctory even though I'm late this month, and so I have a feeling these readings are going to be a little bit shorter than usual. I'm hoping that the messages will come out clear for you. Okay, happy April, you guys, and if you happen to be an Aries sun sign, happy birthday. Or an early Taurus. Okay, see you in a minute. Bye. Hello, Libra. This is going to be your general reading for April 2021. Sorry, these are coming out so late. I've got a lot going on over at my house. The deck is being completely redone on 3 stories. And so there's been a lot of noise and chaos outside. The one whole side of my apartment is covered in sheet plastic right now, so there's no view outside of my windows, and it's making the front side of my apartment really much darker than usual on the inside, and sometimes it's a little hard to wake up when you're surrounded by dim lighting. No matter how many artificial lights I have on the inside, it's not the same as actual sunlight. So, all right, this is for Libra for April 2021. All right, here we go. 11 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow, this is an interesting reading, you guys. It's very different from the rest. It's funny, there are 78 cards in the tarot deck, but it just seems like people are sometimes on similar themes as each other, where the same cards come out just in different positions with a few different ones. But this is very different. From the other ones for this month. All right. Let me pick another one to go with your main card and then I'll get started. Alrighty. Okay, definitely gonna have to pick another one. Why are these two cards together? Okay. Alright. And I'll probably pick more in a moment, but I'll start off with these three. As your central experience for April, you have the Nine of Cups, which is fulfillment, wishes granted, feeling satisfied, feeling lucky, blessed, having some kind of a wish that you keep close to your heart come true somehow. But with it, you have the Ten of Swords, which could be a painful ending, or this is an ending of an old way of thinking that it revolved around things like stress, fear, worry, anxiety, worst case scenario, possibilities for things, taking on too much onto your own conscience or your own mind. This can be feelings of being needled or a hard time letting go of past things, since it is a 10. This could be a completion and an ending of an old way of thinking. But somehow I'm getting the impression from this that this has a lot to do with other people's opinions, or other people needling you, or other people possibly irritating you by giving you, by making you overly responsible for something, or this is what you're afraid of, or possibly something that you've experienced in the past that you have been taught to do this to yourself now, where you criticize yourself all the time. This can be too much criticism from other people where it's literally making you miserable. And you also have the Eight of Wands, which is things speeding up, movement, travel, rapid comings and goings, lots of the winds of change are blowing, feeling as though you're on your way. Things are finally happening. If they have been stagnant before or slow before, they are definitely not slow anymore. Maybe it has something to do with letting go of winter, or releasing winter and realizing that the warm season is about to come if it hasn't already. So what I'm also getting from these three is that you have a major lesson to learn, or something to finally release before you can fully move forward. And it has to do with your mind and with your thoughts and intentions. For whatever reasons, your thoughts are rapidly, speedily coming into existence more than usual right now, where your thoughts have more of an influence on things that are happening in your life now than possibly in some other times of your life. And you are coming to a place where you're realizing you really need to focus on positive thinking, because when you think positively, you're noticing results that are almost immediate. And when you think negatively, or you fear or are anxious or worried, that is manifesting quickly. And so you are faced with a stark contrast and choice here, that it's up to you to follow on making sure that you stick with best possible outcomes, or at least good outcomes, or outcomes that have a mixture of bad and good rather than horrible outcomes here. It could also be that you've been listening too much to other people's opinions, and perhaps you have a group of people around you, whether it's coworkers, family members, friends, that are giving you negative gossip or negative opinions of what they believe you are capable of, or that somehow your wishes will not come true. And you're feeling a lack of support from others in what you choose for yourself. It's like other people are telling you you can't have what you want. Don't let them get to you too much. Just keep on moving forward towards what you want. You may also be afraid that if you do so, there will be a lot of gossip or a lot of opinions coming from other people. You don't have to, I suppose it depends on what it is, but you don't have to tell everyone what your plans are or what you're doing, unless it directly affects them. Okay, so let's move on. Your challenge here is the Seven of Wands. Nope, you're the first person to get this month out of this deck. Nobody else has gotten this card. And if you look on his chest, it's funny because if you look at his tattoos, there's a word up here, and at first it looks like it says love. But it also looks like it could be saying save. Save love, or you have to save something, or you have to save yourself. This is an interesting take on this card. He's using his own strength to open up those bars so that he can free himself. He's not letting anything get in the way of him getting to his destination, whether that's to save a situation, a person, a love, or whether it is to go after what they love or go find what they love. It takes strength, willpower, and knowing what your values are, and being capable enough to be able to go against all odds or go against other people's opinions or other people interfering in your process here. You're not going to let that get to you or stop you, but this is in your challenge. Maybe you're not feeling as strong as you normally are. Maybe you're not sure what to save or what to love, or you're not sure if it's worth it to go after what you want, or to stay focused on your intention. Maybe this is an odd one, but maybe for somebody, you have somebody that you love that's in prison, and you're wondering if they're ever going to get out or when they're going to get out. Or, that there's probably a saying for it, but be careful of expending too much on the part of love, because you could end up in a tricky position, or you could end up in a bad place if you try to do that somehow. But I'm getting your challenge is that you're not feeling strong enough, or you don't know how to counteract the opinions of others or the interference that is occurring in your life right now. Or this could be somebody else, but this is your challenge after all. Okay, it's almost like I'm seeing you worrying whether or not you're fighting for a lost cause. And so you're wondering whether to expend that kind of energy. Let's see if I get anything else on this. Let me look more closely at his tattoos. Looks like two people fighting against each other down on the bottom with clubs. It looks like a monkey or a tiger that is angry or howling. There's a woman in here. Skull and crossbones, flowers, and either save or love. Lots of conflict. Love conquers all. Love conquers all. Maybe you're not sure whether something is, I don't know, I'm seeing something in here about the military. I don't know if you've fallen for someone who is in the military or has a background in the military, or it's something to do with like peace versus war, or peace versus fighting. You're wondering if you will have the results if you make the effort to try to change the situation or fight for the good in the situation. But let's see, let me see. The Four of Swords. You may be fighting too much, or you may feel as though you need to fight when really you just need to rest. Or you've been plugging away and expending energy towards something that you care about, but you've reached a point where you've realized you need to rest. You may have expended too much energy or too much mental energy towards something. If it's meant to happen, it will happen of its own accord, and your wish will be granted. If it's not meant to be, you shouldn't be fighting against it. Instead, you just need to surrender and expect good to come to you in whatever form that might be. It may not be in the form that you want it to be or that you're expecting it to be. It may be that after a long battle with something, actually I'm getting something in here. If you have worked and worked and worked towards some kind of a goal or to accomplish something, you have accomplished it. And now because of that, now you can rest and recuperate after a long period of having to work extra hard or focus extra hard. Or to take a break if you need to on this journey of fighting for something that you care about or working towards something that you care about. Not to overdo it, otherwise you could unnecessarily exhaust yourself. So make sure you're getting enough sleep or enough rest or downtime in between working really hard towards something. It may be some of you are battling with insomnia or having a hard time falling asleep at night because you have a lot on your mind. Or you may even have racing thoughts. Come here, bud. Or a hard time concentrating because you've taken on too much, either energetically, physically, mentally. And if things are going to sail forward for you, and if you are going to reach the goal or have your wish granted, then you need to take it easy and not expend so much. Or not feel as if you are the only one who can do this. Maybe you are tired of waiting for someone else to get out of a stuck situation. And maybe instead of focusing so much on them, you need to focus on yourself at this time, instead of letting other people interfere with your life, get to you, or suck too much of your energy. It's important to pay attention to what you want. So this is an odd one. This is what's helping you is the Five of Swords. So maybe what's helping you is to release difficulty from the past or difficult people and focus on yourself, focus on mental peace, mental clarity, calming the mind, not bothering thinking about this anymore, what you're leaving behind or what has left or what is no longer working. To not have to fight. Again, I'm getting something about fighting versus peace, or peace versus war, or having to leave something behind because you've done everything you possibly could do. And now you're realizing that for your own emotional stability, for your own sanity, you must focus on peace of mind and recuperation, or focusing on yourself. And realizing that some battles cannot be won. And so why bother fighting it if you're not going to win? But let me get more on it. Yes, Raven, I know. You're a good boy. Are you telling me you want wet food? Okay. Tell me more about the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords, what is helping you is to no longer fight or no longer just walk away from a situation where there's been too much fighting or too much conflict or too much opinions. Okay, Raven, that's enough. I don't even know. Okay, I think he was like that. You know what? I'm going to feed my cat wet food and I'll be right back. Okay, here I am. It's the easiest way to let the cat stay away, to have the cat stay away. Okay, so what I'm kind of seeing here is that perhaps your challenge is in realizing that you are fighting a lost cause, or you are have been trying to save someone or something that is not salvageable. If you've been trying to save someone, do they want to be saved? Surely they could save themselves if they really wanted to. Why do they need you to save them? Maybe you're trying to help. Maybe you're trying to get someone to transform into a better version of themselves, when really it's their own free will. Or it's the situation's free will to decide to stay stuck. Maybe you have been trying your best to try to transform something or save something from from themselves, or maybe you met someone that seemed like a wish come true, but you're realizing that they have certain issues. Maybe they have addictions. Maybe they think completely differently from you, or they think limiting thoughts, or they have a lifestyle that is not conducive to their growth. And perhaps you have taken it upon yourself in the past to work and try to get them to see a different way or to improve. But where is this desire coming from? Is it because you want them to become what you want them to be? Are you, have you realized, maybe your friends have been telling you, they were that way when you met them. What makes you think that they'll change for you? You can't go into a relationship expecting someone to change for you. And is it possible that you're expecting someone to change essential parts of their essential character that they really just can't change? Is this the person for you? Maybe they're not for you. That aside, that's one specific in here. That aside, you may have been trying to salvage something or save something that is unsavable. And perhaps you have finally reached peace of mind and realizing that it's just not worth the energy, or you need to focus on what you want for yourself, or go after the things that bring you joy and forget about this situation, or move on. To move speedily onto the things that do make you happy, or on finding your happiness in a different form than what you've been trying to find happiness in or with. But it's hard. You've perhaps had moments of intense stress over this, where it's hard to let it go, or you don't want to listen to other people's opinions on it, or you got trapped in some kind of a mindset over this thing. It could also be that you're having a hard time freeing yourself or saving yourself from a situation. But with the Nine of Cups as your main central energy, with the Eight of Wands, I see you as being able to overcome anything. But again, as what's helping you, it may just be that you are finally realizing that something is not savable and you need to move on. Or something isn't worth fighting about. Maybe you've been in some kind of a situation where there's been a lot of conflict and a lot of fighting, and you're just tired of fighting the situation. And perhaps what is helping you is just simply to focus on yourself and move on from the situation entirely, and to find peace in a different way with yourself. So let me pick another one to go with that. Tell me more about the Five of Swords as what's helping them. The Page of Wands. What is helping you is to look closely at what you've been dealing with. Possibly do some digging, some investigation, some looking more into the matter, seeing things in a different way, looking at things up close. Possibly doing a background check or looking at things online concerning a situation, or possibly even spying. Or someone has been meddling in your affairs too much, investigating too much into your life, investigating, being too nosy. Let's put it that way. Possibly someone has been interfering with your life, being very nosy about who you are, what you're doing, what you do. You may even feel as though someone has been incredibly unfairly suspicious of you. And you are walking away from this person or this situation. Even if you can't change other people's minds on what they think they know about you, you know who you are. You know what is the truth. And you don't need to explain yourself to anyone. You don't need to or someone has discovered the truth about something. Maybe you've discovered a truth about something where now it's easier to walk away, or it's easier to let it go because now you know what's happening. Or also for someone, if you have children and if you're getting out of some kind of a difficult situation with a partner, it may be that you even got a message from your own child where your child says, I don't like them. They're the way that they are. I don't like the way that they treat you. I don't like the way that they behave. They obviously don't really care about me. I think it's time for you to let it go. I don't think that this person is good for you. Or it could be that for the sake of peace of mind with a child's emotional, mental, or physical safety, you have decided to leave a situation that was becoming too much. If you've been in some kind of a relationship where you're fighting all the time or yelling, or they're constantly trying to pick fights with you, this is affecting a child that is in the situation. And this is also educating your child about relationships. Keep that in mind. Even if it's harder for you to get out of it for your own sake, it may be easier for you to get out of it if you realize just how much it's affecting a young person. Maybe you've been seeing someone who is not interested in children, doesn't like children, or they always want to just see you and they want your child out of the picture. This could even be true of pets, where you've been seeing someone who does not like your pet or does not like some area of your life and wants to compartmentalize you into a certain way of being. And it may be that you have been getting feedback from others or from a young person, a Page of Wands, of saying, hey, mom or dad or aunt or uncle or whoever or big sis, why are you doing this? Why are you endlessly wasting your time with this person that isn't good for you or good for me? Maybe you've actually had fights about this with a partner or with somebody that you were involved with, of saying, why don't you like my kid? Or why do you always just want to hang out with me? Or how dare you talk to my child that way? Or whatever it is. And also this is teaching young people too. If a young person is growing up and you're close with them, or they're your child, they are learning about relationship patterns from you. So if they see you getting involved with people that don't treat you right, or aren't completely healthy for you, they're either going to go one of two ways. They will make a vow to themselves that they will never ever fall prey to something like that, or they may very well fall prey to that in the future because you are setting an example for them. Perhaps you have realized this and this has deeply affected you, and you have decided to move on from this situation because of that. If this didn't have to do with a child, then also a remedy on how to walk away or how to find peace in this situation or how to leave this behind is to concern yourself with fun activities, hobbies, learning something new, or doing something physical. Maybe looking more into depth into whatever your interests may be, whether it's astrology or art or music or hiking or learning how to do something that you've always wanted to do. Keeping yourself busy with something fun that keeps your inner child alive and gives you a sense of looking forward to the future day after day, because you get to look forward to doing this thing that brings you a lot of joy. Basically, by distracting yourself with something fun or learning something that you've always wanted to learn, whether it's learning how to belly dance, how to ballroom dance, how to snowboard, how to whatever. It would keep you busy and give you something to look forward to and something to distract you from all of this. So, in your instincts, you have the Knight of Wands. So your instincts are for freedom. And also, this image is reminding me of that saying, jumping through hoops. How many hoops are you willing to jump through? Obviously, when we have to attain certain things, sometimes we have to jump through hoops in order to get to it. And it's worth it because you end up getting to your destination or getting to what you were having to jump through hoops for. Sometimes there's a such thing as jumping through way too many hoops where it's just not worth it. And so I see you getting really honest and clear with yourself on what you are willing on jumping through hoops for and what you are not, and what hoops are worth jumping through and which ones are not. And also, this is bravery, independence, truth, travel. You could be deciding that you need to get away for a little bit and go experience some adventure or go on some kind of a trip. This can also be doing something, learning something new that is slightly risky. Perhaps you're learning how to become a trapeze artist, or you are learning to what's that called? Fire dancing, where you have the chains with the lit balls at the end and you spin them around and it's like a performance. Maybe you're deciding to be brave and go into some realm or learn more about some realm that is more courageous or involves a certain level of risk. Maybe it's rock climbing. Maybe could be a lot of things. But I see you embracing bravery and deciding what your personal truth is, or going with your personal truth. This could also be a person. If it's a person, then it is a Sagittarius or a Jupiterian person. This is somebody's character that is jovial, funny, makes people laugh, is adventurous and brave, and very truthful and honest. Sagittarian energy is not always concerned with things like stability or sticking with a particular thing. They're more about exploration and freedom, which I don't understand why tarot card readers always say that this is like a player. I suppose some people might look at Sagittarian energy as being that way, but really in dealing with Sagittarian type people or Jupiterian people, if you give them freedom, they usually don't go that far. They always come back. So, and just because someone is Sagittarian does not mean that they're disloyal or that they somehow sleep around with other people. I've never understood that, being a Sagittarius rising myself. But anyway, this is a free, freedom loving, funny, adventurous, exciting person. And you may need this, whether it's just somebody to hike with, or somebody to experience fun with, or someone who can teach you something new. It can greatly bring you a lot of humor and laughter in a situation that looks very somber before. Or deciding to go after what you want, or to find out the information, or find out your own personal truth. To not tie yourself down. Okay, so in the recent past, you have the major arcana, the moon. Maybe you have finally become aware of something that you were not aware of before. Maybe there were some hidden elements in a matter that you kind of sensed something was off, or something was strange, but you couldn't quite put a finger on it. Or something was niggling at your subconscious, trying to tell you something. Maybe you had certain intuitions that you ignored. Or something was not clear to you, and rather than seeking the truth, you almost held on to the illusion that you wanted it to be. Maybe somebody showed you qualities of their being that were hard for you to accept were actually their qualities, instead of a temporary passing thing, or they're really not that bad, or whatever. You seem very like you have been releasing attachments to something that went emotionally very deep for you, but rather than it being associated with someone else, even though that might have been what you told yourself, it seemed more to do with yourself. Let me see if I can get a little bit more on that. Yeah, you have recently had a dark night of the soul, or a very melancholy emotional time where you finally realized and accepted the fact that it was time to move on from some kind of a situation. Whether that was job related, relationship related, location related, whatever it happened to be. It could even be releasing feelings of responsibility to people, and possibly in your family, or deciding to no longer jump through hoops and to accept how you actually felt. Maybe you were thinking of leaving, or you knew you had to leave in order to have mental balance or peace, but you kept it quiet. Or it took a long time for you to actually leave, or accept this. But it seems as though you did. And your best possible outcome is the Ten of Pentacles. Interesting. You're coming to fruition with something you've been working on, maybe a project, or a home situation, or a work situation. It seems as though you have accomplished a lot, or you have a lot of good times to remember, a lot of this is a goal that you have reached. You have reached your goal with something that you've put a lot of your time and energy into, possibly for years or for decades. Let me find out more about it. Tell me more about the Ten of Pentacles as their best possible outcome. You will reach your destination. You will have your wishes granted. What you've been working towards this whole time, you will finally be able to reach it, or completely manifest it all the way. You feel proud of yourself because you've come a long way, possibly with your reputation, or your career, or what you're known for, or even certain wisdom or knowledge that you possess. But let's see. Your best possible outcome is to realize that you have finished an old cycle, and now it's time to start a new one. Maybe you have accomplished a lot, but it is no longer satisfying for you, or you feel as though your personal growth has stopped because you've come so far with it. And maybe it's time to choose a different path. This might have to do with career. Maybe you have been well known for something, or a skill that you have, or a way of life that you have had for a long time. Maybe you've realized you fulfilled everything you could possibly fulfill with that, and because of that, it is no longer fulfilling. Or you have reached a wall with it, where you've experienced everything you could possibly experience with it. It's no longer filling you with creativity the way it once did. Maybe you've just simply outgrown it, or you've been doing it for so long you need a different experience now. Perhaps you're deciding to go into a completely different field, or a completely different way of making money or providing security for yourself, or you may decide you're done with trying to have permanent security, and instead you're going with your dreams now. But you need to look at your options, look at your choices, possibly meditate, daydream about it, use your imagination to come up with what actually would fulfill you now. What would you like to choose for yourself in the future? You have many options here. Take your time with it. Don't feel as though you need to be rushed. And you will receive the answers that you seek concerning what to do next. It's not as if you are in a desperate place, or you are in a place where you don't have what you need. You seem like you have plenty, or you have what you need. So this isn't out of necessity. This is out of necessity on the part of your mental, emotional, and physical health, where you have outgrown something and it's time to pick something different, or go with something different, or look at what you could do differently, or what you could go after next as your next goal or your next dream. Maybe, for instance, as an analogy story, maybe you've been a lawyer for 2 decades, and now you are done with being a lawyer. It's not inspiring to you anymore. You've done everything you could possibly do with it. Your heart's not in it anymore. It's not like you're poor. It's not like you need the money. Instead, you're possibly thinking about going into being a ballroom dress designer, or deciding to go into collecting something now, or that just reminded me of like collecting insurance, or collecting Social Security, or collecting something that has come from decades of work. And so now you're kind of freed up, now that you're not working anymore or doing what you did before. What do you want to do now? Do you want to learn how to tap dance? Do you want to go to Venice? Do you want to build a fairy garden? Do you want to go? Are you leaving in a long-term marriage and you're deciding to start dating, or looking into meeting new people, getting to know new people? That is your best possible outcome. So in the future, there is the 3 of Cups. This is friendships, companionship, emotional support, creativity, celebrations, parties, get-togethers, celebrations, something to celebrate, rite of passage in your life that your friends are very happy to see you go through. You have a support network of friends that truly do care about you and are a good support for you, instead of being gossipy or giving you their opinions all the time or whatnot. This is just simple emotional support and fun. Maybe go on a guy's night out or a girl's night out, or start doing some fun activities. Looks like these ladies are learning how to hula hoop. The one in the middle looks like she's really into it. She looks bored, and she looks like she's looking at something else. But they're in it together. They're still having fun together, even though they are different people. One is very tall, one seems more mischievous, one seems more serious. I just see really close friendships in here and just feeling emotional support and needing to spend more time with friends as well, or with the people that actually support you in what you're doing with yourself, or would be interested in doing something with you. If you're learning how to tap dance, maybe you have a few friends that also want to learn. And so you're not going into a new experience alone. You're going into a new experience for fun with friends as backup, where you're all learning something new together. Maybe this is a jogging partner or a yoga friend that goes to yoga with you or something. Maybe look into some kind of community type activity. It looks like a small group of people here, not a huge giant thing. A small group of people that are interested in taking a class, and through taking a class or learning a new hobby or trying something new, you meet new friends that way, and you meet new alliances that can help you with your new journey or encourage you in your new journey or be in your new journey with you. Yeah, the Ace of Swords. You have a brilliant idea or a choice. You're making a choice to go with the new. You've unlocked something in your own mind, and you're deciding to free your mind to the possibilities of fun in the future and things you can do. And people to hang out, people to get to know. This can be a group of friends that really enjoy communicating with each other or talking. You get new ideas by meeting new people and by hanging out with people in general. Maybe you have driven yourself crazy in the past by simply just being in your own head without many people to talk to. But this seems like this could even be a support group where you go to talk and hear the stories of other people that are going through similar things. But rather than it being a depressing, sad thing, it seems as though you feel more support now, or you're able to find the people that are more like you, or that are experienced with the things that you are dealing with, or are also like that. You know, as an analogy, if you are gay or bisexual, you could possibly live in a community where you need to spend more time with other gay or bisexual people so that you truly feel understood. Friends can be understanding and supportive, but you feel more understood or supported when it's someone who knows what you're going through or is in a similar situation where you can truly understand each other because you are very much the same. Just finding that close-knit group of people that you can actually really talk with. This is what's in your future. So be brave and decide to possibly try some new hobbies, try some classes, get to know people. You might be bringing in some new friendships that are very healthy for you, that feel amazing. Maybe this could even be something like a road trip with a couple of friends, or going on vacation with a girlfriend where you can kind of be single, or a guy friend where you can kind of be single and go have fun, go out dancing or something, experience something new that brings fun into the situation. So you right now are feeling a little bit empty or barren, or just still processing the loss of something, or that something didn't work out the way that you wanted it to. Is there a remedy for that? Possibly worries about money as well, or having enough of what you need. But more, it just seems like you're still mourning how difficult it was, or it's still very difficult to accept the choice that you made if you already made a choice, or to make a choice if you still need to do that concerning a difficult situation. You might still be in the waters of trying to decide how to get out of it, or when to get out of it, or whether you should get out of it. Or finally accepting the fact that something is not savable. It's hard. You still think about it, even if this has already happened. You still think about it and wonder, did I do the right thing, or could I have done things better, or why did it take me so long to leave, and why do I still miss them even though I know it won't work out? And this could be with a location, an old job. It can be a lot of things. It could even be that you had a very difficult situation with a community thing or a family where you still have some unresolved stuff about it. Maybe you never felt understood in what you were doing by the other party, or you were perhaps demonized or talked badly about, or people didn't understand where you were coming from, and there's still part of you that wants to convince them that what you were doing was the right thing for you, or that maybe they thought that you did something that you didn't do. And there's some part of you that's still hanging on to it because you want to prove to them that you didn't do what they think you did. Or just to, what's the word for it? To have people acknowledge the fact that their thoughts on it are wrong, or that they treated you badly and never apologized for it, or something. Or accept the fact that you just simply weren't understood, and you shouldn't be continuing to think about it in the present, because that's getting in the way, and really it's a waste of time and energy to still dwell on these things. Give me a remedy. Give me a remedy, please. Okay, the Four of Wands. Starting a new situation, starting a new path, starting a new hobby, moving to a new location, starting a new relationship, starting something that's new, that is stable and can continue to grow. To put your energy into the present, to put your energy into creative pursuits that feel like it's building your dreams, or you are creating what you want. To keep yourself busy. The other card that you got was the Five of Cups, which is disappointment. So yeah, you're still processing a lot, but by keeping yourself busy, by trying new fun things, by thinking about future dreams of future things you want to build or create, will help to bring it in. You're actually quite lucky, you guys. And so in your surroundings, it does look as though something is hidden, or something has been hid, or you're hiding something from yourself. Or you're being overly protective of your environment, or something in your environment is being overly protective of you. Something in this situation in your surroundings needs to unclench, or to relinquish control, or the fear of losing control. You might be afraid of your stuff being stolen, or of people snooping around. If you're dealing with someone who has been snoopy, where is it? If you've been dealing with an energy that is snoopy, you may be feeling overly protective, like, oh, I need to keep my personal business private. Or someone may be reacting that way to you, where you either someone is suspicious of you and you're saying there's nothing to be suspicious of, or how about you get out of my business, get out of my space. I don't want you looking into my things, or me. Or this could be somebody else you're dealing with, or a situation you're dealing with. Sometimes when we feel as though we are being closely examined, it makes us hold back. It doesn't make us want to open up. And if we are being overly curious or overly prying into someone else's business, it can make them not want to open up, because why are you suspicious, or why are you being so invasive or nosy in a situation? How's it any of your business? This kind of energy can inadvertently make someone react like this, which can in turn make this person become more suspicious, because then they're thinking that they're up to something when actually they're just trying to maintain their privacy. So I don't know if someone's experienced something like a peeping Tom or a random person walking around on their property or someone looking into their business unnecessarily or it's important to have your privacy, but at the same time, you don't want to be so, what's the word? You don't want to be so protective that you're wasting your time being protective when you could be doing other things. If you are worried about somebody stealing from you, you might want to put up some security cameras if you can afford it. Or to get a background check done, or just set things and maybe change the locks on your house, or keep your things in a more safe place. Maybe you're afraid of your money being stolen, or someone stealing your energy, or someone's trying to steal your energy in your environment and you don't like it. Let's pull a remedy for that. Yeah, a lot of it is in your own mind. A lot of it is in your negative imagination, or you are dwelling on negative thoughts or negative outcomes to situations. So be careful of your thoughts. Be careful of what you're putting out there. If you believe that you are trapped, then you are trapped. If you free your mind, believe that you are free, then you are free. If you, I'm getting that there's a way out of this situation or this feeling. And for some reason you're not seeing it. Or someone's trying to keep you, or you're trying to keep someone, or trying to keep something that really just wants to be free. That's not really a remedy. Let's see. Can I have a remedy? Yeah, stay in the here and now, stay in the present, and focus on your goals and your creativity. Focus on moving forward, looking forward. And this is reminding me of, you have 2 nights in here. It's time for a vacation or travel or focusing on different things. Freedom, movement, not letting anything deter you from moving forward. Okay? Your hope is to get the clarity that you need, to say the things that you need to say, to be able to communicate in a way that does not result in fighting, but also is able to create change. This could be your hope is to learn new things in a situation, to communicate in a new way that's more assertive, to avoid situations that end up in conflict and instead focus on what actually can be grown or evolved or learned in a situation. This could be your hope is for a message or for a message to come to you. There might be something that you've been wanting to do and you're waiting on the yes or the no on whether or not you can do it. It could have to do with travel, or it could have to do with some kind of information you're trying to find, or knowledge you're trying to find. Investigation. It could be fighting for your own rights, speaking up for yourself, being assertive in what you actually think and what your actual opinions are, being able to voice your mind without fear of someone attacking you or getting into a fight, or those things don't matter to you anymore, so you can speak your truth instead of holding things back just to keep the peace. But this could also be a message coming your way. And on this woman's dress, there's words. It's like a old newspaper. And the headline for it says, "A right is worth the cost." So you may be realizing that you need to take a risk on something and that the risk is worth it in order to be able to have a free mind or in order to speak your own personal truth. It is a right that costs you something, but the cost is worth it to have the bravery to speak your mind. Okay, and your general outcome is the Page of Pentacles. Again, I'm getting something about a new hobby, a new creative pursuit, possibly spending time with children if you have any in your life. This could be doing something fun like creating a garden, refurbishing something, decorating, adding more beauty to your environment, focusing on the little things. It's the little things that count. To take time to sniff the flowers once they come out, to take time to appreciate the little things in life and to not get too ahead of yourself on things, to appreciate the present, to appreciate the moment, to focus on the things that do bring you joy and happiness and contentment. Okay, and could be a new opportunity for money or work too. This could be the new field that you want to start going into or the new thing that you want to learn about. To go in a new direction rather than what you are familiar or experienced with. This is something that you are not familiar with or not experienced with, and therefore it's exciting. It's unpredictable in an exciting, fun way. And let me pick one last message for you and then I'll let you go. Is there anything else you want Libra to know? Guidance. You will have guidance in all of this, and you may very well be able to guide another, but I'm getting more. You will have the guidance that you need. You have the guidance within yourself to know what you're doing or how to proceed, to focus on your own wise self within and what it tells you. And also you have support if you need it as well. Let's pick one more. Oh my gosh, look you guys. Okay, I think the message is screaming that that's your message and I don't need to pick anything else. You have guidance, you have forces looking out after you. You will know what to do. You will know how to proceed. Follow the signs and realize that you are protected. You are protected and you are guided. So don't feel as if nothing cares about you or you are completely in this alone, because you are not. And you may even want to honor your guides or the people that guide you, that give you wisdom, that give you strength, that help you feel grounded, that help you to move forward, to know what's right for you. You may want to, if there are people, you may want to do something special for them. Maybe make them something or tell them how much you appreciate them. If they're spirit guides, you may want to light a candle and tell them how much you appreciate them as well, because they're definitely there for you. Okay, take care, you guys. See you soon. Bye.